In a move that has sent ripples across the global political landscape, Saudi Arabia has accepted a surprising offer from its arch-rival, Iran. This unprecedented gesture has caught the attention of political analysts and diplomats worldwide, who are now speculating on the potential outcomes of this bold move. This unexpected development has ignited cautious optimism, raising hopes for a potential thaw in the decades-long frosty relationship between the two Middle Eastern powerhouses. The diplomatic community is abuzz with discussions on how this could reshape alliances and influence future negotiations in the region. The situation holds immense significance, with potential ramifications extending far beyond the region. Experts believe that a successful reconciliation could lead to a more stable Middle East, which in turn could have positive effects on global security and economic stability. The acceptance of Iran's offer marks a significant departure from the recent past, characterized by proxy conflicts and escalating tensions. For years, the two nations have been embroiled in a bitter rivalry, often supporting opposing sides in regional conflicts, which has only deepened the divide between them. It signals a potential shift in the regional power dynamics and could herald a new era of cooperation. Analysts are cautiously optimistic, noting that while the road ahead is uncertain, the willingness to engage in dialogue is a promising first step. However, the path to reconciliation is fraught with challenges, and it remains to be seen whether this rapprochement will translate into a lasting peace. There are numerous obstacles to overcome, including deep-seated mistrust, historical grievances, and the influence of external powers with vested interests in the region. The international community has been closely observing this unfolding situation, recognizing its potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape. Countries around the world are keenly interested in the outcome, as it could affect their own foreign policies and strategic interests. The outcome of this diplomatic endeavor will have far-reaching consequences, impacting regional stability, global energy markets, and the fight against terrorism. A more stable Middle East could lead to more predictable oil prices, which would benefit economies worldwide. Additionally, cooperation between Saudi Arabia and Iran could enhance efforts to combat extremist groups that have thrived in the region's chaos. The world watches with bated breath as Saudi Arabia and Iran take tentative steps towards a new chapter in their tumultuous relationship. The stakes are high and the potential rewards are significant. If successful, this historic turnaround could pave the way for a more peaceful and prosperous future for the Middle East and beyond. The coming months will be crucial in determining whether this bold initiative will lead to lasting change, or if it will be yet another fleeting moment of hope in a long history of conflict. To fully grasp the significance of this recent development, it is crucial to delve into the historical context of the Saudi-Iranian rivalry. This rivalry is not just a recent phenomenon but has deep roots that stretch back decades, if not centuries. Understanding the historical backdrop provides a clearer picture of why these two nations have often found themselves at odds. The relationship between these two nations, both regional heavyweights with global aspirations, has long been characterized by mistrust, competition, and intermittent conflict. This rivalry has shaped much of the political landscape in the Middle East, influencing alliances, conflicts, and even the internal politics of other countries in the region. At the heart of this rivalry lies a complex web of factors, including political ambitions, economic interests, and religious differences. Politically, both nations seek to assert their dominance and leadership in the region, often through different means and strategies. Economically, their vast oil reserves have made them key players on the global stage, but also competitors in the energy market. Geopolitically, both countries vie for regional dominance, often finding themselves on opposing sides of conflicts in the Middle East. This has been evident in various proxy wars, where Saudi Arabia and Iran support different factions to further their own interests. These conflicts have not only destabilized the region, but have also drawn in global powers, complicating the situation further. The competition extends to the energy sector, where both are oil-rich nations seeking to maximize their influence in global markets. Control over oil production and pricing has been a significant aspect of their rivalry, impacting global energy policies and economies. Their strategies in the energy sector often reflect their broader geopolitical ambitions. Furthermore, the sectarian divide between Sunni-majority Saudi Arabia and Shia-majority Iran has often fueled tensions. This religious schism is not just a matter of theological differences, but has been deeply intertwined with their political and social identities. It has influenced their domestic policies and their foreign relations, often leading to sectarian violence and unrest. This religious difference has been exploited and manipulated, further exacerbating the rivalry and contributing to proxy conflicts across the region. These proxy wars have had devastating effects on the countries involved, leading to loss of life, displacement, and long-term instability. The sectarian aspect of the rivalry has made reconciliation efforts even more challenging. Understanding these deep-seated historical tensions is key to appreciating the magnitude of the recent diplomatic overture and the challenges that lie ahead on the road to reconciliation. The recent attempts at diplomacy are significant, but they must be viewed in the context of a long and complicated history. The path to peace will require addressing not just the immediate issues but also the underlying historical grievances and mistrust that have defined their relationship for so long. The unexpected decision by Saudi Arabia to accept Iran's offer has fueled intense speculation about the motivations driving this diplomatic shift. This move has caught many by surprise, given the long-standing rivalry and historical tensions between the two nations. The question on everyone's mind is, why now? Analysts are carefully examining the potential reasons behind this move, considering both domestic and international factors that may be at play. They are delving into the intricate web of geopolitical dynamics, economic interests, and strategic calculations that could have influenced this decision. The timing of this rapprochement is particularly intriguing, as it comes at a moment of significant global upheaval. One possible explanation lies in the shifting sands of global geopolitics. The international landscape is undergoing rapid changes, with new alliances forming and old ones being tested. The Middle East in particular is a region where power dynamics are constantly evolving, and countries must adapt to maintain their influence and security. The ongoing war in Ukraine, the evolving relationship between the United States and its Middle Eastern allies, and the rise of new global powers like China have all contributed to a sense of uncertainty and realignment in the international order. The conflict in Ukraine has had far-reaching consequences, affecting global energy markets and prompting countries to reassess their strategic priorities. Meanwhile, the United States' focus on the Indo-Pacific region and its complex relations with China and Russia have created a vacuum that other powers are eager to fill. This fluid environment may have pushed both Saudi Arabia and Iran to reassess their foreign policy priorities. For Saudi Arabia, maintaining regional stability is crucial for its economic ambitions and security concerns. For Iran, breaking out of its international isolation and improving relations with its neighbors could provide much-needed economic relief and strategic advantages. Additionally, domestic considerations likely played a role in Saudi Arabia's decision. The kingdom is undergoing significant internal transformations, driven by the ambitious Vision 2030 plan spearheaded by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This comprehensive reform agenda aims to modernize the Saudi economy, reduce its dependence on oil, and create a more diversified and sustainable economic future. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's ambitious Vision 2030 plan aims to diversify the Saudi economy and reduce its dependence on oil. This vision encompasses a wide range of initiatives, from developing new industries and infrastructure projects to promoting tourism and foreign investment. Achieving these goals requires a stable and predictable regional environment, free from the disruptions of conflict and political instability. Achieving this goal requires stability and investment, which are difficult to secure in a climate of regional tension. By mending ties with Iran, Saudi Arabia hopes to create a more conducive atmosphere for economic growth and attract the international investors needed to realize its Vision 2030 objectives. The potential for increased trade, investment, and cooperation between the two countries could unlock new opportunities for economic development and prosperity. A rapprochement with Iran could potentially create a more favorable environment for economic development. This diplomatic thaw could pave the way for collaborative projects, joint ventures, and enhanced economic ties that benefit both nations. As the world watches closely, the unfolding relationship between Saudi Arabia and Iran could have profound implications for the future of the Middle East and the broader international community. The potential ramifications of a Saudi-Iranian rapprochement extend far beyond the bilateral relationship, with the potential to significantly impact ongoing conflicts in the region. Yemen, Syria, and Iraq, all caught in the crossfire of the Saudi-Iranian rivalry, could see a glimmer of hope for peace and stability. In Yemen, where a devastating civil war has raged for years, both Saudi Arabia and Iran have been heavily involved, backing opposing sides of the conflict. A detente between the two regional powers could pave the way for a negotiated settlement, potentially ending the humanitarian crisis and bringing much-needed relief to the Yemeni people. Similarly, in Syria, where a complex civil war has drawn in regional and international actors, a Saudi-Iranian understanding could contribute to de-escalation and create space for a political solution. While numerous obstacles remain, any progress towards ending the violence in Syria would be a positive development. The potential for a ripple effect, extending to other conflict zones in the region, cannot be discounted. As the Middle East navigates the potential thawing of relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran, the role of global powers cannot be overlooked. The United States, Russia and China each have vested interests in the region, and their actions could either support or undermine this fragile rapprochement. Historically, the United States has been a staunch ally of Saudi Arabia, providing military support and economic partnership. However, recent shifts in U.S. foreign policy, including a pivot towards Asia and an increased focus on domestic issues, have left a vacuum that other powers are eager to fill. Russia, on the other hand, has solidified its presence in the region through its military intervention in Syria and its strategic partnership with Iran. Moscow's influence in a post-rapprochement Middle East could be a double-edged sword, offering both opportunities for collaboration and risks of heightened competition. China, with its Belt and Road Initiative, aims to expand its economic footprint across the Middle East. Beijing's approach is primarily economic, yet its growing influence could have significant geopolitical ramifications. China's ability to act as a neutral mediator between Saudi Arabia and Iran adds another layer of complexity to the regional dynamics. The interplay between these global powers will be crucial in determining whether the Saudi-Iranian rapprochement can lead to lasting peace and stability in the Middle East. As always, the region remains a chessboard where local and global interests intersect, making the future both unpredictable and highly consequential. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the evolving geopolitical landscape and its impact on global peace and security. As the diplomatic tides shift between Saudi Arabia and Iran, the economic implications for the Middle East and beyond are profound. Both nations are powerhouses in the global oil market, and any rapprochement could stabilize oil prices, benefiting not only the region, but also the global economy. As the world watches the unfolding diplomatic dance between Saudi Arabia and Iran, the public reactions are as varied as the cultures and histories of the region itself. Across social media platforms, citizens from both nations express cautious optimism, hope, and skepticism. As the dust begins to settle on this unprecedented diplomatic shift, the question on everyone's mind is, what comes next? The future prospects of Saudi-Iranian relations hold immense potential for reshaping the Middle East and beyond. As we venture into the intricate world of diplomacy, it becomes evident that the Saudi-Iranian rapprochement is not merely a bilateral affair. It is a multi-layered chess game where every move is calculated and every gesture holds profound significance. The diplomatic maneuvers behind this groundbreaking reconciliation have involved numerous back-channels, secret meetings, and third-party mediators. Key players such as Oman and Iraq have acted as intermediaries, facilitating dialogues that were once deemed impossible. Images of high-level meetings and diplomatic envoys underscore the gravity of these talks. The strategic use of soft power, from cultural exchanges to economic incentives, has played a crucial role in bridging the deep-seated animosities between the two nations. Video clips showcasing handshake moments, formal agreements, and joint press conferences highlight the public-facing aspect of these maneuvers. However, behind closed doors, the negotiations are far more intricate, involving not just political leaders, but also military officials, economic advisors, and intelligence agencies. The stakes are incredibly high. Any misstep could reignite old tensions, while a successful diplomatic engagement could pave the way for unprecedented regional stability. The world watches closely as Saudi Arabia and Iran navigate this complex terrain, each step potentially altering the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. The role of global powers, particularly the United States, Russia, and China, cannot be overlooked. Their influence and interests add another layer of complexity to these diplomatic efforts. Each has its own agenda, seeking to shape the outcome in ways that align with their strategic objectives. As we delve deeper into these diplomatic maneuvers, it becomes clear that the road ahead is fraught with challenges. Yet the very fact that dialogue is occurring, that peace is being pursued, offers a glimmer of hope for a region long marred by conflict and division. This evolving diplomatic dance is a testament to the power of negotiation and the enduring quest for peace. While the future remains uncertain, the strides made thus far signal a transformative moment in Middle Eastern history. As we look beyond the immediate effects of the Saudi-Iranian rapprochement, the long-term geopolitical impact becomes a subject of intense speculation and analysis. This historic reconciliation has the potential to reshape alliances, redefine regional power structures, and alter the future of Middle Eastern politics in profound ways. Images of regional maps, shifting borders, and political alliances illustrate the potential realignments. Video clips of regional leaders in discussions, summits, and multilateral meetings underscore the broader implications of this diplomatic shift. One of the most significant impacts could be on the balance of power in the Middle East. With Saudi Arabia and Iran moving towards cooperation, long-standing rivalries could give way to new partnerships. This could lead to a more stable and cooperative regional order, reducing the likelihood of proxy wars and direct confrontations. However, this new alignment could also create new tensions and rivalries. As Saudi Arabia and Iran find common ground, other regional players such as Turkey, Israel, and the Gulf states may need to reassess their strategies and alliances. The recalibration of these relationships will undoubtedly be complex and fraught with challenges. The international community will also be closely watching these developments. Global powers with their vested interests in the region will have to navigate this new landscape carefully. The United States, Russia, and China in particular will need to adapt their policies and strategies to align with the evolving dynamics in the Middle East. Moreover, this rapprochement could have significant implications for global energy markets. Saudi Arabia and Iran, both major oil producers, could collaborate on energy policies impacting global oil prices and the energy market. The economic ripple effects could be felt worldwide, influencing trade, investment, and economic stability. The long-term geopolitical impact of the Saudi-Iranian rapprochement is still unfolding. While the path ahead is uncertain, the potential for transformative change is undeniable. As we continue to monitor these developments, one thing is clear. The Middle East is on the brink of a new era, one that could redefine its future for generations to come. This concludes our in-depth exploration of the Saudi-Iranian rapprochement and its far-reaching implications. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most significant geopolitical shifts of our time.